Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Magnetic Marketing. I'm your host, Lexie Forbes, and I'm so excited because this week we have a full moon in Leo coming up. That's super exciting. I love Leo moons because I am a Leo moon. So whenever the moon is in the sign of Leo, I just tend to feel much more confident and comfortable and, all that because I was born into that vibration. And then we also have Mercury switching signs this week, which is going to lead to hopefully some powerful moments of clarity for you as well. So if you've been waiting for that moment of just feeling ready and confident, like this is going to be it. This is the week that you're going to probably feel that. It's going to happen even more so when Mars comes out of retrograde, but we're jumping ahead of ourselves right now. We're just focusing on these planets. So let's get through this week. We're going to start with Sunday all the way to Sunday, February 9th to Saturday, February 15th, which also Valentine's Day is coming up. And my 1 year anniversary of being engaged was on February 14th. So I'm super excited about that as well. But this month of love is also going to be happening the week. Oh my goodness, why can't I speak? It's the month of love, but the day of love, there you go, is going to be happening on February 14th this week. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But let's start with Sunday, February 9th. So on Sunday, February 9th, the Sun and Mercury are going to meet up in the sign of Aquarius. And what you can expect when it comes to that is Aquarius is all about community. It's about the like higher learning, higher thinking, advanced thought. And so because the Sun and Mercury are going to be in the same sign, the Sun represents your identity, whereas Mercury represents your mind and your communication. And since it's in this sign of community and higher thought and advanced learning, you can expect that you're probably going to experience, there we go. Hi, Cammie. There we go. So hopefully he doesn't bark, you guys. But yeah, look at her baby. Okay. Anyways, if you're watching the video, then you get to see Cammy and his cameo. Anyways, but you can expect to have some mental clarity. All of a sudden, things are going to start becoming a little bit more clear, and we're going to continue to experience that clarity as we barrel forward towards Mars eventually going direct. Right now, it's still retrograding. And so there is like Mars represents our motivation. And so right now, you might be feeling kind of like it's tough to get inspired, tough to move forward, tough to get things going. But when the Sun and Mercury meet up in Aquarius, in terms of mentally, you're going to feel a little less energetically clogged. Now, you might not feel activated enough to like take the action yet, and that's okay, but at least you're starting to get clarity. Something is going to shift inside of you where new perspectives are going to come abound, and you're going to find yourself thinking more outside of the box because Aquarius energy also rules over being unique and being different and embracing your difference, embracing what makes you special. And so you may find that your thoughts are a little bit more unique and more personalized to how you want to do things in your life as well as in your business. And you got to embrace that. A lot of people tend to stay away from the things that make them stand out. But yet, if you aren't willing to be, and I just had a conversation with a client about this, if you're not willing to be polarizing and not polarizing for the sake of being polarizing, but polarizing for the sake of being different, for being who you actually are and saying what you believe, then what can you expect in terms of being able to stand out? People don't know you if you're not showing them who you really are. And Aquarius energy is basically saying like, hey, that thought that makes you stand out, that makes you different, go ahead and let people know that that's where you stand. So Aquarius energy is also like visionary. It's all about the future. It's all about moving forward and it's about progression. And so you may find that now when the Sun and Mercury meet up on Sunday, that you actually feel excited about the future. And I know right now there's a lot that's happening. We're in this place where, oh my goodness, like Pluto is also in Aquarius. And so with Pluto in Aquarius, we're experiencing like a huge revolution in our world, especially here in the States. And so you may find that between the Pluto in Aquarius, between Sun and Mercury also in Aquarius, there's this transformation that's happening. And now you might find that you're feeling a little bit more hopeful than you were maybe just a few weeks ago. But you got to pace yourself, right? Because especially when it comes to politics and the current administration and what's happening in our world, we have 4 long years ahead of us. So we don't want to try to jump all the way ahead. We need to take it slow. We need to pace ourselves. We don't want to become so overwhelmed that our nervous system kind of just goes kaput and we can't do anything. This may be that time when you start to actually think forward movement in a more hopeful way. So, how to use this energy to manifest in your business, in your life? There's a couple of ways that I would encourage you to do this. Number one, journal your downloads, journal what's coming through. If you feel inspired, if you have new ideas, go ahead and write on those things. You don't have to take action on it yet, and you might not feel motivated to take action on it, but at least write it down so that when it's time, when you feel in alignment with it, then you actually can remember what it was. Another thing is, have a brainstorming session. Sit down and just focus on, like, what can I change inside of my business? What needs reshaping or reframing in my life, in my thought processes? What relationships need to start shifting? And if you want to look for where Aquarius is in your chart, that will also help you to identify if you identify what house it's in, you'll be able to identify what area of your life is experiencing this transformation, this revolution that's happening. Now let's move on to Monday, February 10th, where the moon starts off in Cancer, but then it transitions over into Leo at about 12:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cancer energy it's a water sign, it's reflective, it's kind of like more withdrawn, more pulled back. And so you might feel that you're a little bit more like you want to be at home, you don't really want to be out and about, and that's okay. Lean into that. So you start off the day kind of slower and more more into like comfort foods and being in touch with your emotions and really feeling into that energy. But then by the afternoon, all of a sudden there's going to be this switch over into like, I want people to see me. I want people to know what's going on in my life, and you may feel this urge to express yourself more and express yourself more boldly and creatively. You want people to recognize, again, that difference in you, kind of like with the sun and Mercury meeting up on the opposite sign of Aquarius. You're going to have this moon that's creating this opposition that's basically causing you to go, how can I be seen for who I am, right? Again, that uniqueness, that difference, and your confidence might start to increase. So this is a great time to focus on, again, start the day off easing gently into your day, but then it's a great day to focus on launching something. It's a great day to focus on sharing a huge announcement. What's going on in your business? What's going in your life? What is happening that you want people to see you for or know you for? This is great when the moon gets into Leo. And because it's also going to be moving into the fullness of Leo, meaning the full moon, this is also when you want to start putting out your crystals, your cards, your moon water, the things that you want to put out there to be charged and cleansed by the moon. You want to start doing that now once the moon moves into Leo on Monday. Then let's move into Tuesday, February 11th, where the moon, for the most part, all day, not for the most part, all day will be in the sign of Leo. And because it's fully now forming into this full moon, this is time to take up space. It's time to spread them legs wide and sit loud. Okay. The energy is big, it's expressive, and it's asking for you to step into your power. This is not the day to play it small. This is the day where you need to show up and you need to shine. You need to express yourself, shine bright like a diamond, honey. Be recognized and don't be afraid to be seen. There are so many of us who we are afraid to be seen. And if you're struggling with that, here are some signs that you're struggling with it. For example, you're not posting as frequently about your business. That might suggest that you're struggling to be seen. When you have the opportunity to talk about what it is that you do, you stumble over your words. You're not working on figuring out what's my title, who am I when it comes to my business, and what is the thing that makes me unique. So that way, what is the unique value add that I add to people's life as a result of my business? Oh my God, he is just crazy. Okay, that's Cammy pushing the pillows around. getting comfy. But what was I talking about? Yeah, the fear of being seen. So if you're struggling with those things, this Leo moon is asking you, how can you start to pull yourself out of that place of being afraid to be seen and pull yourself into the spotlight, right? And that might mean, yes, posting a little bit more. That might mean finding what is the title behind who I am. For example, for a long time, I was really afraid to embrace the astrologer. I really felt ashamed of it. I felt like it was going to make me weird and people were going to reject me. And here's the truth. They were. There are going to be some people who are going to look at me and think I'm weird and they're going to reject me and all of that. But there's also going to be people, which I've learned now as a result of embracing the astrologer, there's also going to be people out there who absolutely, oh, and now we got a Katie cameo. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is just crazy. But there are going to be people out there who absolutely love that I'm the astrologer and they love that I've married marketing and astrology. And I have a whole business surrounding that because people love it, right? But in order for me to be seen by the people who love it, I have to be willing to be seen by the people who don't. So if you're hiding from the people who might reject you, who might push you aside, who might judge you, then you're also hiding from the people who will love you. You're hiding from the people who will buy from you, who will work with you, and who want to partner and collaborate with you. So this Leo moon is asking you, where are you hiding in your life? And how can you start to show up confidently in that area? Revisit why it's important to you. Okay, this Leo energy, it says, this is why you light up. And this is the reason behind you you want to do what you want to do, right? In your business or in your life. Like, get back to that why, because Leo energy is basically saying, like, asking you, well, why did you want to start that business? Why did you want to start doing tarot? Why did you want to offer Reiki and be a Reiki practitioner? You have to start answering that question and then remembering that so you can start taking action and then take the stage, go live, make a bold post, make a bold statement, pitch yourself for that opportunity that you've been eyeing and actually go out and say, like, hey, I would love to do this. Like, I did that recently. I actually was talking to someone locally about providing readings, and I was connecting with them on something else to join an alliance that they had, like a networking group. And in the conversation, it just felt natural to just put myself out there and be like, hey, are you looking for an astrologer here for your store? And luckily she was. And so then I was able to open up a place locally where now I'm able to provide local readings. And that's awesome. But if I didn't put myself out there, if I wasn't willing to lean into that Leo moon, which is all about being seen, then I wouldn't have had that opportunity. So where can you put yourself out there and pitch yourself out and pitch yourself for an opportunity? All right, now we have Wednesday, February 12th, where the moon is actually full at 24 degrees Leo. So, what you want to do, why is this important to know the degrees? The reason that's important is because that will tell you exactly where in your chart this full moon is activating. So, what you'll do is you can go to time passages on your app, on your phone. You can go to astro-charts.com as well. I hope that I'm remembering. Let me put like a note here. To remember to add some of this to the site, to the description. But you can go to one of these sites to create your own free birth chart. And then what you're going to look for is the wheel. You want to look at the app. Please do not use Costa. We hate CoStar. I've said this on the chat many times. We do not like CoStar, but we need one where you have a full wheel where it shows you all the 12 signs. And what you're going to look for is Leo. Whatever house Leo is over, maybe it's over your house of money, which is your second house, or maybe it's over your 10th house, your house of career. You're going to look for that little number, and that's going to tell you what area of your life is now being activated by this full moon. And then if you can find a wheel that has degrees, then what you're going to do is you're going to look for, and let me show you what I'm talking about when I say a wheel, because I actually have right here. I'm such an astrologer, honey. I always have my tools with me. What we're looking for is a wheel that has degrees on it. There you go. So you see how we have this wheel here? And I actually got this from Etsy, so thank you. Shout out to her. I'll put the link in the description as well to get your own if you'd like one, because it moves, which is pretty awesome. How exciting. And then these are the houses. But anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to look for the sign of Leo, which, let's see, where's the Leo sign on here? Okay, right there, right? And then if you have a wheel that has degrees on it, that will tell you, like, oh, okay, 24 degrees. For me, 24 degrees Leo, I believe, is in my eighth house. So that's in that house of transformation. That's in that house of change, of facing your shadows of darkness and like really diving into the things that are a little bit more taboo and scary and nerve wracking to talk about. And that's going to be where the universe is basically saying, hey, girl, it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to start talking about the things that are hard to talk about. That's how that full moon is going to start showing up for me. It's time for you to embrace the astrologer to the fullness of your capacity to really start shining, because people are looking for that. So for you, it's where is this showing up? Where is 24 degrees of Leo? Also, this is going to be where you start to realize like where you're holding yourself back. And so, as a journal prompt for the full moon, a question that I want you to answer is, where have you been holding yourself back? Where have you been playing small? Answer the question of, how can I take up more space in my life? How can I take up more space in my business? And what do I need to do to boost my confidence so I can show up in my power? For example, one of the ways that I boost my confidence is working out. When I go to the gym, especially if I'm lifting weights, I feel so strong. It is such an activator for me. And so that's why it's important for me to move my body. It's not really about losing weight or whatever else. It's really just about, even about health. I mean, it's good to do, of course, but for me, the motivator is feeling powerful, feeling like I'm in control, like I can take over the world now, you know? So, what are those things that you can do that can boost your confidence and make you feel good? And Leo energy also loves to celebrate itself. So, where can you celebrate yourself? Where have you neglected? Something that maybe like you accomplished or you overcame? Where can you start to say, like, I'm proud of myself for that. I'm proud of myself for, and it could be something as simple as like, I'm just proud of myself for standing up for myself, for setting a boundary, for saying no, you know, or saying yes to something that I wouldn't have never said yes to, right? Like it can be something simple. It doesn't always have to be something where you're taking over the world. But the point is that you're taking time to say, how can I celebrate myself? And honor who I am. And the more that you do things like that, when you celebrate yourself for your growth, the more you're telling the universe, give me more opportunities, allow me to receive better chances and better opportunities and things like that. So again, journal prompt on, where have I been playing small? Where am I holding myself back? And how can I take up more space in my life, in my business? And that's what I want you to do for that full moon in Leo. Now let's move on to Thursday, February 13th, which is Gals Day. Okay, so that's I can't remember the name of it, but remember from Parks and Rec, where you have, oh, Galentine's Day. There you go, not Gals Day, Galentine's Day. So that's your day for the girls. But the moon is actually going to be transitioning now from Leo into Virgo. Virgo is all about organization. It's all about strategy. It's about health. It's about really getting yourself together and putting things like in alignment, bringing order to your world. So what you want to focus on is looking at, you know, refining your systems, especially when it comes to your business and when it comes to your business and when it comes to your life. But for example, with your business, it could be like cleaning up your digital spaces, refreshing your Instagram bio, and I know we're always changing our bios, but that's okay. It's okay to change your bio, but change your bio to maybe, what are you most excited about launching or serving up to your audience? Organize your desktop, organize your situation on, you know, and see like what's going on, whether it's the physical desktop or the desktop on your computer. Put everything where they need to actually be. Clear out that inbox, girl, which I'm preaching to the choir because I have a lot of emails. But clear out that inbox. Actually start to, you're going to be in a state where you're a lot more organized and where you actually find yourself having clarity on where things should go. So take advantage of that by cleaning, by planning, by organizing, and focusing on productivity. But be careful that you don't overthink the productivity, because sometimes Virgo energy, sometimes earth sign energy in general, hello Capricorn here, we can overthink a lot. Us and air signs, we spend a lot of time in our heads sometimes. So, just be careful to not overthink everything and not over strategize everything. Just organize it. Boom. Put it away. Know that it's there and keep it moving. Go ahead and shred that box of documents that you know that you need to get shredded, or send it off to Staples so that way they can shred it for you, or whatever it is. Also, this is a good time to refine your workflow. So that might mean, for example, if you have like Moxie or Dubsado or Honeybook, and you have this CRM and you don't have like automated emails being sent out, or reminders for your scheduled calls being sent out, or follow ups, like this is the day to focus on really getting clear on that workflow and identifying like, how do I move customers from wanting to work with me and booking that discovery call to actually working with me, and then what happens afterwards? Where do they go? How do I follow up? How do I retain that customer and keep them happy and keep serving them, right? Get clear on that, and then refine your workflow and actually create it out if you can, especially if you have a CRM like Honeybook or Moxie or Dubsado, where you can actually create emails and all the things. A Virgo energy also loves structure. So if you can create a to-do list and actually write down what are the things that you need to do. I have a running to-do list, and it can be stressful because it's never ever empty. But what I do is, on my phone, I have the reminders app, and I put everything there. I create like one big long to-do list, and then I put for like the day, for today, I'm only going to choose three things, and those three things are what I'm going to do. So you want to create the to-do list, but you also want to make it realistic. All right, and now we move into Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, where Mercury enters into Pisces. And this is beautiful because we have Mercury in Pisces, we have Venus in Aries, which Venus went into Aries last week. And so, why this is like energetically like a beautiful day when it comes to love is Venus in Aries gives this energy of like show off. Like, I want to show people my love. So this is a great time to actually like let the person that you know that you love, like let them know. Be a little bit more like forward. That's what you're going to feel like when it comes to that Venus in Aries. And when it comes to your business, Venus also represents how we attract clients. It's what makes people look at us and go, oh, I find that to be attractive, based off of where Venus is in your chart. But with Venus in Aries, people right now are looking for boldness. They're looking for the energy of someone who knows what they're doing and is owning their identity. If you're able to really show up like that, girl, you're going to be attracting a lot of people. Okay. And I say girl not as like a gender, I say girl as like that's just what we say. You know what I mean? Just in case you wondering. Uh, but we have Venus in Aries, and then we have Mercury, the planet of communication, of mindset, of marketing, entering into the sign of Pisces. Pisces is all about intuitiveness. It's all about the deep subconscious work and the uncovering of things, like really diving into like where both the Pisces and the Scorpio are similar is that they both rule over spirituality, they both rule over the unknown, and they both rule over darkness. But where shadow is about the dark, where Scorpio is really about the shadow side of the darkness, Pisces is really more about the unknownness of the darkness, the fact that you just don't know what's going to happen or where it's going to take you. So with that, you can expect that you're going to feel a lot more like flowy when it comes to your thought processes, instead of feeling so like clear like you might have felt earlier in the week when Mercury was entering into Aquarius. Now that it's transitioning into Pisces, there might feel a little bit more of like a little less clarity, but a lot more in touch with your feelings around it. Now it's like, I feel this, and you want to follow that. You want to listen to that flow. You might also find that you want to have deep, poetic, spiritual conversations. And part of that is because Pisces rules over that those types of topics, and Mercury rules over the mind, and the communication factor. And so because of that, you're going to find yourself wanting to really dive deep. This is not a shallow day. So February 14th, when you're out on that date night, girl, you might be boldly owning, I love this person so much because of that Venus in Aries, and I want to talk ad nauseum or at length or in depth about what this love means to me because of this Mercury entering Pisces. So it's intense. It's a lot of energy. But what I want to encourage how to use this energy in your business and in your life is speak from your heart. Pay attention to what your feelings are saying today and just lean into it. Don't be afraid to just say what you feel. Forget the filters, forget all the things that you're supposed to say. Just say what you feel. Let this person know how you care about them, whether you're talking about love, whether you're talking about a client, whatever that may be. Also, when it comes to your marketing strategy, let creativity be your guide. Write, design, and create something purely from a space of intuition. Don't overthink it. Really lean all the way into this feels in alignment for me. And so even though it might not logically make sense, intuitively, I know that this is the next step. And especially when you're an intuitive business owner, your intuition is your moneymaker. And that could be an affirmation. My intuition is my moneymaker. So you have to lean into it. And the more that you listen to it and practice listening to it and take action off of it, the more you're going to manifest that connection and relationship with your own intuition. Also, this is a great time to meditate because when Mercury is in Pisces, it just creates this real ease of like relaxation in your mind. So leaning into meditation, especially before you're going to make a big decision, you want to lean into the answer comes from within, not from without. Okay, so lean into that. Lastly, we have Saturday, February 15th. We're doing really good on time. I'm so impressed. Go Lexie. But Saturday, February 15th, we have the moon transitioning over into Libra, the sign of balance and of harmony and of relationships, which is really interesting considering the fact that we just had the day before Valentine's Day. So it's interesting. But because of that, this week is ending on a harmonious note. And it's going to be all about peace. It's going to be about love. It's going to be about harmony. It's going to be about finding balance. It's going to be about finding ease. And you want to take advantage of this energy. Create ease for yourself. Don't make it difficult. If there's something in your life that it's like it, for example, I love podcasting and I love video. Like that's just the easiest way for me to show up on the internet is if I can show up in my video stories, my Instagram stories, or if I can show up on a podcast, I can do that, knock it out, and I'm good. But yet sometimes it's like the things that will make me stall is if I have to create a carousel post, if I have to record a reel and outline the caption, if I have to write a whole thing for Substack or things like that, then sometimes I kind of stall on those things, even though I'm capable of doing it. And so what I try to remind myself, especially as a Capricorn stellium, where I'm always choosing the more difficult road, the more challenging road, that's that mountain goat in me, my Taurus North Node reminds me to embrace ease and flow and to choose the easier path sometimes. And when the moon goes into Libra, that's the lesson. Where can you actually choose to make it easy? What feels most easiest for you to do in your business? Then do that thing. What feels easiest for you to do in your life? Then do that thing. Don't make it complicated. It doesn't have to be. And be careful of that because sometimes we do complicate things and it's like we don't have to, but we choose to. And we're not looking at it like that. We're just thinking like, oh, it is what it is. But it's like, no, you're actually complicating it. You're making it more difficult. So choose ease. That's what this moon is going to basically be inviting you into. Where can you create ease in your relationship? Also, Libra energy is all about partnership. It's all about collaboration. A mistake that I see a lot of business owners make is that they do everything on their own. But in order to grow, in order to expand, you need to collaborate. You need to partner with other businesses, with other people. You need that entrepreneurial biz bestie. You need that friend that you go live with frequently, or that friend that you partner with on Substack. Like, you need to collaborate with other people to get your name out there, and also to just be like, to just have someone witness you. You know, I was recently frustrated about something in my business, and I was able to reach out to my girl Emily, and she's one of my biz besties. She's one of my great friends, and I was able to just talk to her about things, and that felt really good. It felt good to just have someone see me and validate my experience. And that is very that can be very encouraging, especially being an entrepreneur where you're working for yourself and you're working alone. So where can you start to collaborate? What friendships can you start to grow? What partnerships can you start to align yourself with in order for your business to grow, and for your sense of confidence to grow too? All right. So that is basically what I have for you. This week is packed with all, I mean, definitely we see a lot of stuff about confidence. We see creativity. We see a lot of intuitiveness, and we see a lot of intuitive shifts. Lean into it. Trust it, vibe with it. Of course, if you want a deeper look at your transits and how they're influencing your chart, then I encourage you to book a birth chart reading with me. The link is down in the description. If you aren't following me on Substack, then also go down into the description and subscribe. It's totally free. You'll get access to my podcast, to my weekly transits, and to any other advice that I have in regards to astrology and marketing and aligning your life and your business in a way that feels ethical and intuitive. Which, where did that come from? Hallelujah. That was beautiful. Anyways, all right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next week.